You want to see the most exciting place in Jerusalem? Follow. We are standing in front of City of David, so we are one of the most magnificent sites in Jerusalem. And where are we gonna go from here?
We are walking down to the southern steps of the temple, and we're gonna be at the Davidson Center, Archeological Center. We are entering the city through its Crusader Gate, one of the Crusader gates that was opened right beside Dung Gate.
Dung Gate is there.
Right over there. And this is the Tanner's Gate, because most of the tanners who dealt with hides, with animal hides, to tan them, were located outside the city because of the smell, because they used to use the piss to tan the leather, to make it much smoother. And that's why.
Wow, this is something new for me. I never went through from
and
here.
you can see a fortress was
Tanner's
built outside the gate to protect the gate itself. This is from the Crusader period.
We entered to the site.
This is actually the Davidson Center, the Davidson Archeological Center, and here we will be the main road that went right in front of the temple from the Second Temple period. And we will see even the destruction signs in the year 70, when the Romans destroyed the city of Jerusalem after the great revolt of the Jews. Up to the house of the Lord. Soon we will be at the southern steps of the temple, but as I said, first let's see the destruction layer from the Second Temple period. Now we are on the main street of Jerusalem. This is the eastern corridor of the city, coming all the way from Damascus Gate and passing right in front of the temple. And here you can see the destruction that was caused in the Great Revolt in the year 70. And you can see the rubble, these big blocks of stones that was dropped from the top of the temple. They didn't even leave one stone on top of the other. And this was the prophecy of Jesus while he was going down Mount of Olives, and he prophesied about Jerusalem destruction. And it came true in the year 70 on the hand of Titus.
So you are telling me that these stones are the stones that fell down,
That pushed down from
year 70.
Exactly, by the Romans, because it took the Romans about 3 months. 3 months to conquer the city of Jerusalem. They have to siege the city for 3 months. There was a very fierce fighting with the rebels that were taking over the city, and it took them 3 months to infiltrate until they entered the city. And the last point where the rebels could fight back was in the temple, and that's what made the Romans very angry and destroyed every bit of Jerusalem and burned it to the ground. And you can tell, you see that arch springing out of the walls. This is an arch that used to hold a staircase towards the south.
So I see here stores.
Actually, of course, these are the stores. Many people used to come and shop what they need for to go up to the temple, like such as, goats, pigeons, doves that they would sacrifice on the Temple Mount. But here it would be very expensive. It will be double to triple the price than when you buy it from a different place or you buy it from another city, because you are right beside the temple.
Oh,
and
they
of
knew
course,
how to make business, yeah.
of course they knew how to make business. And this is the transversal valley which we call it the cheesemaker valley. And most of the cheesemakers also, they used to bring their goods, you know, after the springtime they would milk the sheep and they make their cheese and they will sell it in this valley. If you remember, guys, when we made the video from the Shalom pool and we walked up the staircase, the monumental staircase that went all the way up to the Temple Mount, we went through the drainage system of Jerusalem, and you can see that the drainage system ends up here in the eastern corridor of the city.
There is text. What is this?
The right there, this is the trumpet, the house of the trumpeting area. That's what's written in Hebrew. This is the cornerstone which fell from the Temple Mount, from the top, and this is the place where they have the house of the trumpets. And this is where the guy with the trumpet, or with the shofar, what we call it in Hebrew, the shofar, they will announce the high holidays. So if there's the high holidays, they will blow the trumpet to announce the high holidays, to announce the new month, because, you know, the Jewish calendar is a lunar calendar, and they have to blow the trumpet every month to declare the beginning of the month. And also on Shabbat they will blow it 3 times. The first time they will blow the trumpet to say that Shabbat is almost coming, so people can close their stores. And the second trumpet, they will blow it for those who are in their fields, to come from their fields. And then the last trumpet, they will blow it to declare the Shabbat.
And now is the moment that I've been waiting for. To the southern steps.
Now we are in the Umayyad palaces, because in the Muslim period, when the Muslims occupied the country, the Temple Mount was in ruins. So they decided to build the Dome of the Rock right in the place where the temple used to stand. And until today, of course, the Dome of the Rock, it is standing. The area that we are standing in, with the covered place right over there with the tabernacle, this used to be the Umayyad palaces, because they decided to build their palaces right beside to the third holiest place of Islam, which is the Dome of the Rock, where Prophet Muhammad, according to Islam, went on his night journey using the Pegasus to come from Mecca to the farmost mosque. Of course, not Jerusalem is not mentioned, but the farmost mosque. And guys, here you can tell, you know, what is the Herodian structure, which is dating back to the Second Temple period, with this huge, big blocks of stone. And then the Muslim period, you can tell it is much smaller, the stones that was used in the building. It is totally different looking. Even if you look up on the wall, it is much smaller. This is from the Islamic period, and this is from the Herodian period. The sparrows are baking. So this dome that we are looking at, this is the dome of the Aqsa Mosque, which is the farmost mosque and the third holiest place for Muslims. After first is Mecca, second is Medina, and the third is the farmost mosque. Jews, you know, they come to the temple. There is 3 main holidays. The 3 main high holidays that Jews come from all over the country, and also from the diaspora, to visit the Temple Mount. And they will pay, only men will pay a tax to enter the temple, which is a half-tire shekel. A half-tire shekel. And in the Bible we see that Jesus, when he was mad, he went and he flipped all the money changers' pallets that was around the temple and the steps of the temple. And for a reason, because these money changers, they used to change the Roman denaries into the tire shekel, because in the temple, the high priest would not accept the Roman denarii because it was not made fully of silver, but the entire shekel was made of silver.
Okay, but I think here is a lot of mikvahs.
Of course, this is on the steps, on the southern steps of the temple. People would have to do the purity bath before entering the temple itself. And as we told you before, we've been at the pool of Siloam, and it used to be a huge mikveh, which is a huge purity bath, and most of the pilgrims would do it down there. And here probably most of the people who don't want to be in a public purity bath, they would have these small ones for those who have money and can use their own. We can see one of the mikvahs or the purity bath, and here you can see the steps, and there's the separation in the middle of the steps because people will go impure and go out from the other side as pure. So people would not touch. If people touch the impure, touch the pure, then they have to do the purification bath again.
Right now I am speechless. Look.
And more importantly, you're at this gate or inside the gate called Beautiful. He's asking for homes. You're done. You don't have all of what you have. You arise, get up.
This is the most authentic place you can find in Jerusalem. Why, Fadi? Why?
Because 100% Jesus and his disciples walked on these steps. This is the original steps that led to the temple. So imagine, Trying, how amazing, to be on these southern steps of the temple. Believing, knowing that this is the steps that Jesus took, going out of the temple and going into the temple with his disciples. And probably here is the place, which is on the southern steps, where Jesus also flipped the tables, because it used to be part of the compound of the temple. I doubt, that it was inside the temple where he flipped, the merchants' tables, but probably it was here in the area or the vicinity of the southern steps. Disciples, after receiving the Holy Spirit, they also baptized the people in multitudes right in front of the eyes of the high priests and the priests in these ritual baths. So what an amazing place to be.
Yeah.
It is amazing. We are in front of the three main gates which people used it as the entrance, which is on the right side, and then on the left side another three gates where people exit.
But the somewhere there?
Yes, it is behind the Umayyad building, but this is the entrance gate, and over there is the exit gate. And of course it's called the Hulda gates because there was a shrine right in front of the southern steps for the prophetess Hulda.
So here is the exit, right?
And here we can see just, a little part of one of the gates, which is the exit gates of the Temple Mount. And here is one of the mikvahs that somebody asked about, but it is not opened now still for the public, but you can see it from here, like the steps going into a pool. And this is probably was used for the priests or for the important people.
Thanks for being with us also today. We hope you enjoyed this video, and soon we will see in another one somewhere. Bye bye.